Welcome children, welcome to our one more poem, Standard 9, The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Here, and the poet is W.B. Yeats. He's a very famous poet and he keeps on relating himself with his own experiences, whatever he had in his childhood, and he is very much attached to those emotions and experiences. So many of the poems relates in this way. And here, this Innisfree is a place where he used to live in his childhood, and he has lots of memories related to that place. And due to some or the other reason, generally we move out from those places, we go for our livelihood, we go off transfers, everything. But our childhood, those memories are still pulling us to that area. Here the same thing is happening with the poet. Now in his 40s or so, and he feels like whatever the life I'm leading now, I'm in this big city with all the facilities I have here, I have my livelihood, I have my job here, everything is settled, but he is not happy. He is like, I want to go back to that particular place where I used to enjoy my childhood. I enjoyed my childhood there, and I want to go, whatever the facilities I have achieved here and whatever the success I have achieved here, that is not giving that much of happiness which that childhood days in that small place has given. Now he is even ready to leave all his success parts here, leave all these things in the city. Even he is ready to leave his city life and go off to that small place. We can't say it is a village, but it is a small place besides a small lake. And the forest area, the greenery, everything, whatever the pleasant life he was having there, he wants to go off and foregoing all the facilities he has achieved here. So the poem goes on like this with 3 stanzas. He says, at this particular time, I just want to raise and go off from here. Whatever, and just I'm waiting for that moment that I can leave this place and run away from here, and I can go off to that peaceful place, that tranquility I can enjoy, and I want to go to that particular place. The poet starts his poem in this way. I'll read the stanza wise. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there, a clay and a wattles made, 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee. And I live alone in the bee-loud glade. See here, he is with his family, he is with his friends, relatives, everyone. But he says, I want to go to that peaceful place, but I want to be alone there. I don't want anyone. And I want to enjoy that peacefulness. I want to enjoy my nature there. He starts like this. I will arise and go now. I'm ready to leave all this, all the responsibilities. But somehow or the other, we are bound to our family responsibilities. So he's stopping here. He's saying, as soon as all my responsibility comes to an end, I just will rise and want to move away from this place and go to Innisfree. And a small cabin built there. I don't have lots of dreams. I want a big house. I want that, this, nothing. I don't want anything. I'll build myself a small cabin which is very comfortable for me. I don't want a big house. I don't want all the luxurious or the modern equipment there. I'll just see that a small cottage like one I'll build and I'll stay there. And what are the facilities he wants, that also he is putting on in this poem. Of clay and wattles made. So he will be having a small house and he don't want a big one. And he says it is a simple house which can be made with the clay and the wattles. Wattles are the small sticks, round sticks, generally we use for the fencing. And when you are making a small house, in that also you use it. So he is saying that the house will be made with whatever the house he wants, it will be made with the clay and the wattles. 9 bean row will I have there, a hive for a honeybee. So he's even thinking about the food he should have. He says, I'll have 9 bean row. It is not exactly the beans only he is going to sow and only the beans he is going to eat. He is talking about the simple form of food. Beans are, you just have a small bean and it goes into a creeper and you have lots of food there. Lots of beans grow and you can have your food. In that way, I'll have simple food and I'll try to produce simple food and I'll just have 9 rows. And in a very small patch area, he is going to use as a small agricultural patch in his way and from there he will be trying to get his food. He's not thinking of having good foods and bringing to the markets and all. He'll try to produce it by himself. A hive for the honeybee, and he even says that I'll just create a hive so that the honeybees come and they produce the honey there and all, so that also will be a part of his food, and everything should be in a natural form. That is what he is trying to say us. And live alone in the bee loud glade. Bee loud, where you can see it is like the atmosphere, the peaceful atmosphere. In that you can see the buzzing of the bees going. So that bee loud atmosphere he want to stay there. And this glade is a open space because he is in that forest area near the lake and he is having a small cottage. So this is an open space. Your glade is the open grassy place. There he want to make a small beehive, so that buzzing sound early in the morning, so very sweet it is, pleasant it is. He wants to stay in that area, and he is going with the production or the raising up some of the food for himself. At the same time, he is creating a situation where he can get the honey. Coming to your second stanza, and I shall have some peace there. Why is he thinking of all these things now? Why he wants to leave off his city life, his settled life, and go off to the village life and the countryside? He wants that. He likes the peacefulness, whatever he gets from the rural areas or the countryside areas. And he has experienced it in his childhood, and now when he is into his city side, he is not enjoying his life. He is still remembering the past one. So he says, I'll get some peace there. So I want to go there. For peace comes dropping, and how that peace comes, that he is trying to explain. For peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the crickets sing. How is the peace coming? Once you sleep off in the night, and early in the morning when you wake up, what are the sounds you have surrounding you? It is the chirping of the birds coming. Then you have, and you can see when you come out of your small cottage, you can see the rise of the sun, and you can see like it is, he's talking about the veils of it is dropping slowly it is coming and it is dropping. So he says the peacefulness comes in the form of it is dropping from the veils. Veils is a piece of cloth which we try to cover our face, and it is a very light cloth. It is not a big blanket, it is just a light cloth, and it is just giving a protection for your face. We say it is as parda, small parda we are having. In that way, here he is saying that the night is moving away and slowly you are seeing the daylight coming inside. The movement of the light, darkness going and the light coming in, he is referring this, or he is giving a comparison of veils. Of the morning to where the crickets sing. Cricket is a kind of grasshopper. And early in the morning you see the cricket is singing, and it is at that time it is fresh, and we wake up and we listen to all the natural things going on in the atmosphere. There midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow. He want to enjoy each and every point of the day, of the night, everything. He says it is midnights, it is the moon comes there, we have the glitters of the star, everything is shining. In that darkness he wants to see the lights and he wants to enjoy, and even that is a peacefulness. And noon a purple glow. Even the afternoon in those areas is such a pleasant afternoon. In the noons, that purple, the sun is glowing very nicely, and it is so very pleasant. The purple color he is talking about, everything is so pleasant, and everything gives him that peace whatever he is longing for. And evening full of linnet's wings. So here these are the small birds, and we see all the birds moving off to their nests in the evenings, and they make lots of noise, the sweet noise they keep on making, and they move. So in the evenings, in the morning he said this is how I am going to enjoy. The afternoons, this is how the sun comes up, the purple color I am going to enjoy. And in the evening I will be enjoying the voices and the small birds moving about. I will be enjoying those things. Coming to your third stanza, I will arise and go now. Again he says, in the first one he said, I'll arise and go. He wants that moment, he's just waiting for that opportunity that he wants to run away from here. Again he is so very desperate, saying that he wants to rise and go. For always, night and day, for hamesha ke liye, for every time, for the moment, he is just want to leave these all things and go off forever. I hear the lake water. He says he's standing somewhere and he's dreaming that he has gone there, or what will I do if I go there. This is how he is trying, and this is a kind of small dream he is having here. And he says, I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. I see the lake, I'm going to stay there, and by the lake I'm going to stay there. I'm just experiencing it now, as if the lake is lapping, is striking onto the banks, and it is making that sound which is very happy and pleasant to listen. And where I am standing now, in the city, I am standing on the pavement, on the footpath, and thinking of that, and that is really going into my heart. Somewhere deep into my heart, I'm getting that sound, and I'm really like, I just can't wait anymore, and I have to rush, and I want to go off to that place. I experience everything. He says, I experience the lovely sounds of the birds. I experience the noon sunrises. I experience the water there, the lapping sound. Everything is deep into my heart, and finally I can't withstand. I can't go with the city life, and I want to leave all those things and run away to my village life. So this is the poet is trying to relate that whatever is so very pleasant, even when you have so much of success, so much of money, but there is something that you want to and gives you a lot of pleasure. No money is required. You don't want to take that money, you don't want to take your success, but you want to have that pleasure in your life. Then you move off to such kind of, and he is saying the same here. Hope you understood, and make a note of this glossary.